guys, welcome to my channel. You're here because you want to see a review of a Treehouse of Horror Simpsons episode, but I also got spooky travel videos and Halloween decorations and store trips and all kinds of spooky stuff on here, so definitely give me a subscribe if you're interested in that, or if you're just interested in seeing the next 30 episodes of this review series. Wow, there are a lot. This was a big undertaking. I should have started in August, but we're gonna do the best we can. Yeah, so I'm not gonna go over the entire ranking system again. You'll kind of learn as we go, but I'm basically, each episode can earn a certain amount of points. I'm gonna keep track of all the points I give them, and then we're going to see which ones are the best and see which ones you can maybe skip. Alright, so let's get into the review of the 28th Treehouse of Horror that aired in season 29, because they didn't have one in the first season, so that's why it's like that. 28th Treehouse of Horror aired in season 29. Okay, let's look at the intro first. Alright, so the title of the intro is The Sweets Hereafter, and it's like a candy bowl, and all the little Simpsons and the different characters are different candies. Do people really not like Butterfingers? They make a joke because, Bart is a Butterfinger, and, he was the spokesperson for Butterfinger, a million years ago. But yeah, and then they make a joke about Butterfingers always getting picked last. I like Butterfingers. Alright, so I'm not a fan of the art style or the fact that it has an Easter bunny in it, but I like the rest of it actually. I think my favorite part is kind of looking at all the detail they put in the candy bowl. You can see Bo and the aliens and Patty and Selma in little candy form. So yeah, I thought that was it was nice that they took that extra detail. And I like the Bart Butterfinger thing for some reason. Whatever, I like it. Yeah, so I'm giving this intro a 3 out of 5. Okay, so the first segment is The Exorcist, which is an Exorcist parody where Maggie is possessed by a demon, and the Simpsons are having a cocktail party, so everybody's there. Humor, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. There's this part where Homer looks at Maggie and he's like, "Oh look, Maggie learns circles since she's had this spinning around." That was funny. All the death scenes kind of made me laugh. There's the one with Flanders. I'll show you. It's funny.
Oh, good. The police are here.
Yeah, so not an overly funny episode. There's plenty of jokes that don't land, but Homer had a good one. Funny death scenes. Death is funny. Alright, for horror Halloween imagery, so you get points for kind of Maggie. She's cute and evil. Red eyes, and she's kind of when one of them looks at her on their phone, she's all flamey. There's the death scenes are definitely some horror imagery there. But okay, so they knew this was a Treehouse of Horror episode. Obviously they knew. And they're having a cocktail party, and it's not a Halloween party. They missed this whole opportunity to show everybody in their Halloween costumes. You think as an artist, that would be fun to go and give everybody different Halloween costumes. But nope. So 4 out of 10. And it only gets that because of baby possession and death. Okay, so next I grade on the story. I thought the concept was decent. I mean, yeah, Exorcist parody. Sure, go for it. Popular horror movie? Yeah. I'm taking I don't know if this actually belongs in story, but I'm taking points off for the voice of the Exorcist. Because, they have to call an exorcist to come and exorcise the demon out of Maggie. And it's so very obvious that it's not a voice actor, that it's like a celebrity guest. And I don't mind if the celebrity guest kind of makes sense, or I even like them, or it's just, or kind of like a nod to something. Which, it's a nod to something, but it's kind of lame. So the celebrity guest that plays the Exorcist in this episode is Ben Fields, who played an exorcist on a Fox Exorcist TV spinoff series that started in 2017. I haven't checked, but something tells me it's not still on because I know nothing about it, have never heard of it, haven't heard anybody talk about it. It was just so very obvious that was a network request that they tried to promote that by having him play the voice. Yeah, that kind of took me out of it, and I don't like it. So, okay, so I'm saying 5 out of 10, decent parody, few okay jokes, but it wasn't anything special. Okay, so the second segment, we have Cora Lisa, which is Coraline, but with Lisa. Okay, so I like the concept because I can see the correlation, the correlation between Coraline and Cora Lisa. I'm a nerd, I'm sorry. Yeah, like, that makes sense to me. I can see how that was a solid idea. The theme song is spooky. They do a little, like, Coraline-esque, Coraline-esque theme song to introduce the little segment. That's spooky. I like that. Okay, look at this scene. Why doesn't Maggie have, like, pan lids or something for cymbals? Like, they're all playing their instruments, and it's like they just forgot to give her a thing. Anyway, so 3 out of 10 for humor, because mild amusement. I don't even remember anything that was too funny. Alright, so Halloween horror imagery. It's gonna be pretty low. I mean, the creepy elements of Coraline, The Simpsons didn't really bring over too much, except for the theme song, basically. Marge turns into, like, a spider creature, but it's not that scary. So yeah, 3 out of 10 for the horror Halloween element of it. Okay, so the story for this one, I'm giving points because Neil Gaiman is the voice of Snowball, and Neil Gaiman wrote Coraline, and that is neat. That is what I'm talking about. And Neil Gaiman does so much better than the actor that's playing the voice of the Exorcist in the last one. Like, you would think it would be opposite. You would think the voice of the Exorcist in the last one would be like a famous author or chef or somebody that doesn't act on a normal basis. But Neil Gaiman does really good in this. I looked it up because you can kind of tell, like, okay, that's not a familiar voice. And I looked it up. Oh, Neil Gaiman. That's really cool. Yeah. But yeah, we're judging the story here. So I like the concept, like I said before, with Lisa as Coraline, because, you know, she feels like an outsider with her family. But the end just kind of fizzles into nothing and sort of switches from being about Lisa to it being a Homer ending. It's kind of like, I mean, it's a Lisa story, and at the end it's like Homer wrapping everything up, and that, I didn't like that. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 because it was a pretty good, a 6 out of 10 for the story, because it was a pretty good parody of it. Creepy theme song, Neil Gaiman's a cat. This is pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Okay, so we have the third segment, which is Homer. So it starts off, I'll tell you one of the jokes. I'm not good at jokes, but I'm going to tell you what they said, at least. Okay, so it starts off with Marge and Lisa and Maggie and Bart. They're going off to somewhere. Patty and Selma's, I think. And Homer's like pretending like he's disappointed, but he's really happy he's going to be home alone. And he's pouting and stuff, like fake pouting. And Marge is like, oh, we could stay if you want us to. And he's like, nope, we already kissed goodbye. The car hurt us. Bye. That was funny. He then sings a cute little song. Somewhat humorous little song. He's Homer. What does Homer do when everybody's gone? He eats a bunch of food. And he's eating in the bathtub. And he's eating in the bed. And he sings a little song. It's funny. So the episode is about everybody leaves and Homer eventually eats all the food. And then he looks around and he's out of food. So he starts hacking off pieces of himself and eating himself. So yeah, so that's the episode, right? He hacks more and more off, eats more and more. And then like, he kind of looks around. He's like, you know, he's all like skinnier now and limping. I sure went through a lot of trouble not to leave the house. Yeah, so I thought that was funny. So that's why this one gets 8 out of 10 for humor. Cute song, couple of like actually really funny jokes. Don't listen the way I tell them. Watch the episode. Okay, so horror Halloween. So there's not so much Halloween, but like Texas Chainsaw Massacre also doesn't have any Halloween in it, really. So it's kind of like in that way. Like, it's pretty horrific, right? Homer is literally hacking off pieces of himself and eating them and cooking them and eating them. So that's horrific. Very gory, even though, you know, there's not that much gore in the episode, but your mind makes the gore. It's gory. So we got a 7 out of 10 for horrific Halloween imagery. Okay, so story. Simple but conclusive. I mean, I told you the whole thing pretty much. Everything makes sense within the context of the story, which is what some of the other ones lack. It's got horror elements, like I talked about, like that's, you know, ew. It's funny. I'm going 8 out of 10 for the story for this one. Okay, so if you'll remember, the last one we did, which was from season 30, 29, they're the 29th Treehouse of Horror, got a 21. This one got a 51. So it's really a 51 out of a possible 95. So that's pretty good. 2 pretty good segments, an okay intro. The last segment was really solid, and it's like a struggle kind of to rate it as solid as it truly was, because you have to like take nostalgia out of it. This isn't a nostalgic episode for me. I didn't watch it when I was a kid, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that last segment. Like, it was really good. Yeah, so this one got a 51 out of 95. I'm gonna throw it in my handy Excel document, and when we get done with all of them, we're gonna rank them, and I'll tell you which ones are the best ones, or the best half, or the top 10, something. We'll work it out. Anyway, if you are still here, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys watching this. So more of these will be coming soon, and you should subscribe if you want to see them or see other things. Say hi in the comments. I want to interact with people. Say hi. Okay, bye.